All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to talk about a really powerful way to think about one of the hardest emotions we all deal with, anger. It's a framework that can seriously help you get your sense of peace back, especially when you feel like someone has really wronged you.
You know the feeling, right? Someone does something that hurts you, you're sitting with that sting of anger or resentment, and then a friend, trying to be helpful, says, you should really just let it go. It's maybe the most common advice out there, but if you've ever been on the receiving end, it's just not that easy.
Because only the person who's actually in it, only you, can know how deep that hurt goes. Trying to force yourself to just get over it feels like you're dismissing your own feelings. And honestly, it feels pretty much impossible. But what if there was a completely different way to approach the whole situation?
To find that different way, we're going to look at some ancient wisdom, specifically from the Buddha. Now, this isn't about pretending you're not angry, not at all. It's about understanding how actions and consequences actually work. This idea right here gets to the absolute heart of it. Let's call it the ownership of karma. The basic idea is that every single person owns their actions, and they, and only they, will inherit the results of those actions, for better or for worse. Now, before we go any further, to really make this work for us, we've got to get super clear on what the word karma even means. I mean, it gets thrown around all the time, right? But its original meaning is actually way more specific and way more practical than you might think.
So here's the key. Karma is simply an intentional action. That's it. Anything you do, or say, or even think on purpose, that creates its own result. It's not some kind of cosmic fate or magic. It's just cause and effect. Simple as that.
And this analogy, wow, it just paints such a clear picture. When someone acts with hurtful intentions, with an impure mind, suffering is going to follow them. It's as guaranteed as the wheel of a cart following the ox that's pulling it. The two are directly connected.
And this brings us to what is maybe the most important takeaway of this whole thing. You've got to see that there are two separate karmas at play. The hurtful thing that person did, that's their karma. They own it. They get the consequences. But how you choose to respond? Well, that is your karma, and you alone are the owner of what comes from it.
So you see what's happening here? This simple separation is incredibly empowering. It puts the focus right back where it belongs, on you, and on the choices you actually have control over. You can't control what they did, but you have absolute 100% control over what you do next.
So this is the question you get to ask yourself. Do I really need to pick up the negative karma that they just created? Do I really want to create my own suffering in response to what they did? I mean, when you put it that way, the answer becomes a lot clearer, doesn't it?
So how do you actually do this when you're in the heat of the moment, when you're feeling that anger? It's a three-step process. First, you just observe what happened and you tell yourself, okay, that's their karma. Second, you make a conscious choice to create your own, separate, positive karma. And third, you respond from that place with patience and maturity.
And let's be really clear about something. This has nothing to do with being weak or letting someone walk all over you. In this case, being the bigger person just means having bigger patience. It's a sign of incredible emotional strength to choose a calm, mature response when someone is throwing negativity your way. And all of this, it leads to a huge shift in how we see this whole letting go thing. It's not about forgiving them for their sake. It's about protecting your own inner peace. For your sake, it is pure and simple an act of self-care.
This saying just captures the idea so perfectly. Imagine holding on to your anger is like picking up a red-hot piece of coal. Your plan is to throw it at the person who wronged you. But while you're standing there planning your throw, who's getting burned? You are.
It's such a powerful question to ask yourself in that moment. By replaying that hurt over and over again, by feeding that grudge, the main person you are harming is you. You're the one holding the hot coal.
And that's the final beautiful shift in perspective. Deciding to put down that hot coal isn't some gift you're giving to the other person. It is a gift you are giving to yourself. It's an act of self-love. It's you saying, you know what, I care about myself too much to keep getting burned by this. So it all comes down to this single choice. Their action, that's already in the past. It's done. But your response, that's happening right now. You are the sole owner of your actions and you get to decide what happens next. So what kind of karma are you going to choose to create?